Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It looks like Tony Khan has actually talked about AEW Fight Forever 2, or at least an AEW video game in the future. Let's go over to X and let's see what the heck I'm talking about. Alright, so here we are over on X, and this comes from Drainmaker, who has almost 70,000 followers, so it's not just some nobody on X. It's actually someone with a big following. He says Tony Khan on the Forbidden Door media call was asked about AEW's next console video game and the sequel to Fight Forever. Tony Khan said he's not an expert on video games, but he has tried to take insight and advice from people within AEW and who worked with the developers. They will take that into the future and make the games much better and learn from their experiences within that. So that tells me they're probably not going to go with Yuke's again unless they have like an ironclad contract or something that, I don't know, like when it comes to funds and stuff, like if they don't meet this and something happens, I have no idea. But this tells me if he's listening to the wrestlers, the ones who kind of screwed it up to begin with because they wanted too much stuff in the game instead of just letting them make a wrestling game. I understand you have like a checklist of things you want in your game, right? Mini games, the battle royale mode, that should have been added like a year later or something, not right off the bat. They should have focused 100% on the wrestling and the wrestling game content. So matches, the story mode, season mode, whatever the hell you want to call it, career mode, the online mode for online matches. I don't really care about online, but I know a lot of you do. And for me personally, the frickin' creation suite, which is extremely bare bones. It's like they dipped their toe in every mode just to make sure they had a footstep in each mode, because they probably thought they were going to keep getting funding and continue to build the game. But we all know the rug got pulled out from under them, and I don't know if they're like at each other's throats. I don't know if they'll ever work together again, but AEW owns the engine that Yuke's built for them. So they could literally shop around. But what this tells me is that this game is quite a ways off. So sure, they're making a sequel or looking into making a sequel. That's what this sounds like. It looks like they hadn't even gotten the ball rolling yet. Of course, he wants to make more games. Games really help with getting eyeballs on the product. It's like, for me personally, like when I played the original SmackDown and No Mercy games, I was a casual wrestling fan. Like I watched it occasionally. I wasn't religiously into it. But then after playing the games and getting caught up in like the mechanics of it and the whole championship idea and just how it all functioned, it got me real curious to really watch the shows like religiously. And ever since, like I've been watching WWE ever since. I watched WCW right before it collapsed and got bought out by WWE. I watched a lot of TNA early on before Hogan took it over and effed it up. What else did I watch? I watched the beginning of AEW. I watched a little bit of New Japan. I mean, and I even went and tried to do it for real because I was so fascinated with how everything worked. I was a crappy wrestler, but I was an amazing ref. If you've been on the channel, you've heard about that before. I gotta make a video on that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I was trying to reach a milestone on my channel, personal milestone, before I start talking about that kind of stuff, because then, you know, get more eyeballs on it and stuff like that. But what's funny is I did the opposite route. I went and tried to wrestle first, then made a YouTube channel, instead of a lot of these young YouTubers making a YouTube channel and then trying to wrestle, like Dank Ops and I forget the other guy's name, who's also trying to wrestle, but they're much younger than I am, so they got plenty of time. But yeah, it's just kind of funny that if I knew how to do YouTube back then, I would have gotten over a lot better. I feel like I could have had my journey going. I wish I recorded all that. I didn't even know YouTube was a thing, like for video games and just anything in general at the time. I mean, I was aware of it, but I didn't watch it. Like oh yeah, YouTube's just a thing I use for figuring out how to get through a hard spot on a video game or something. It's like I had no idea YouTube was such a awesome tool to make content with. Like, and now I would argue YouTube's bigger than normal television because everybody's on YouTube pretty much all day. Anyway, so Fight Forever 2, or whatever the heck the sequel is going to be called. So this also tells me that the first game is done. Even though he said more content was coming, who's going to make it? Like, can they? You don't want to contract a team of developers that have no idea what they're doing with the game and try to put in new content. Maybe they'll get Ukes back. I mean, I don't know if that bridge is burnt. I don't know. I mean, who else is going to make it? Like, I know I just said that like 20 times, but I can't really think of another company that could come in. I know Saber Interactive, like, has had experience with that, what is it, 2K Battlegrounds. I know it's not technically a wrestling game. It's more of a brawler, beat 'em up with wrestling moves in it. Maybe they can bring them in to do it. I know Saber Interactive does a lot of stuff like that. Maybe they can bring in, that'd be funny if they brought in like Microsoft or something to fund it, because Microsoft's going third party, but Microsoft has the deal with 2K and WWE, so they probably don't want to damage that because WWE is the biggest wrestling promotion out there. I don't know. Like, literally this can go in a zillion different directions before we actually see this game. And I know that with the first game, they obviously revealed it way too soon. They revealed it when they were conceptualizing it, which really made the wait seem that much longer. And that's the problem we're facing with the Wrestling Code and Ultra Pro Wrestling and all these other wrestling games that got announced when they were being basically conceptualized or thought up. Now we're watching the development cycle instead of just you hear about a game and it comes out like maybe a year later or maybe two. No, we heard about it during the Kickstarter to try to get the thing funded to get it going, and we're sitting here waiting through the entire process because making games nowadays is more complex than it's ever been. And yeah, I can't imagine, like, I would love to make my own wrestling game or just a game in general, and I don't even know where to begin. I mean, obviously you have to get a really good computer to make a game. I'd probably start off with just like probably an 8-bit game or a side scroller or something, and then I'd go into trying to make it a wrestling game, and that would be quite the task. It'd probably take me 10-15 years because it'd be just me. Probably like recruit some of my buddies to help make it, because I got a few computer guys that are really good with computers, but they have no like creativity like when it comes to thinking up stuff, but they're really good with like numbers and stuff like that. So I don't know, it could be a thing down the road when I have more time on my hands, because work is crazy. Anyway, so how do you feel about this? Do you think AEW Fight Forever 2 or whatever the heck the sequel is going to be is actually going to happen? Like, if you watch their shows, I feel like they are kind of turning around the product. Like it feels like it's going up very slowly. It's going up because if you look at their audience, the freaking arena's half empty and stuff like that. But I do feel like the product itself, the content itself, is starting to finally get better. Like, you got Hangman as champion. You got all the stuff with Tony Storm. Mina, I love Mina. She's awesome. They're really, like, it feels like they're finally getting one foot in front of the other and they're riding the ship. And if they can continue that momentum, then the game is inevitable. Like, it sounds like he wants to make another game, but I really think he's, like, thinking of the money involved. Like, he's probably not going to want to spend a lot of money on it. And if he doesn't, then it's not going to be well received. I don't know. I mean, real quick, before we end the video, I know I've been blabbing here for almost 10 minutes, but there is a ton of wrestlers that are not in this game anymore. Like, I'm trying to get the list here. I should probably just load up the game. But anyway, we got like Penta, we got CM Punk, we got Cody Rhodes. Jericho will soon be gone because it sounds like he's going to go back to WWE. There are a lot of the wrestlers in the first game. Well, definitely. Oh, Jade. I forgot about Jade. Will definitely not be in the second game because they're contracted to WWE. And WWE is trying to snuff out AEW by booking shows on the same days of their pay-per-views. Or, well, I'm going to call them pay-per-views because PLE sounds stupid. Oh, man. I don't know. We definitely need more wrestling games. I'm all for it. Like, the only reason I started this channel, this wrestling channel, is because AEW was coming out, Ultra Wrestling was coming out, Wrestling Code was coming out, Ultra Violence Pro Wrestling was coming out, Casual Pro Wrestling came out, but it's still in early access. What's the other one? Pro Wrestling X was getting updates, but now it's pretty much stopped. I think that game's never going to be finished. It's been like 20 years. There's other wrestling games in the works. Wrestling looked like it was going to be very healthy genre again. like it was back there in the N64 and PS1 generation. Heck, even the PS2, before it kind of died off in the PS3 generation, because if you didn't really have a big star in your game, nobody bought it. Or all those other games, the mechanics are so weird, or they try to do something too different, or that just wasn't polished enough, or they didn't have a full-fledged creator wrestler, nobody bought the game. Like, look at the TNA Impact game. It was pretty fun. It wasn't the best wrestling game, but it had no character creator, and that hurt it significantly. What was the other one? AAA Lucha Libre Wrestling. I don't think I ever actually played it. I own it, but I never played the thing. What was the other one? There was I've covered it on the channel too, the Acclaim one. Legends of Wrestling. Yeah, that series. I'm surprised I haven't got more of those, but Acclaim went under, but now they're back. I mean, we could get a new Legends of Wrestling game. I wonder how that would work. Like, the possibilities are endless, but like I said, unless you have that big name to bring people in, people aren't going to buy it. And that sucks, especially for the wrestling genre. That's why I want someone like Nintendo to come in and have Sakurai, instead of making Smash Brothers, that's been done to death, have Sakurai come in and make an original, all original cast wrestling game with his genius behind it. Imagine the cool mechanics and everything he'd come up with a wrestling game. That would be freaking awesome. Instead of Smash Brothers, I want to see Sakurai make a wrestling game. That'd be super cool. Anyway, sound off comments below. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty.
And his opponent,